everyone, welcome. I miss you so much. Now, to start with, if you hear some little whimpering, a little crying happening, it's because Pippi's in the other room. Can you hear her there? Pippi's in the other room and she wants to be in here with me. But I know if she's in here with me, she'll knock things flying because she loves playing fetch. So she might cry a little bit, but try and listen to me and not her. Okay? Welcome. Do you remember our memory verse from last week? It starts off like this. What is it? Psalm 56 verse 3. And what is it? When I am afraid, I will trust God. That's right. Now this week I've got a new memory verse for us. We're not going to do sign this week. We're going to do the memory verse in another way. But before we learn the memory verse, I want us to have a think. I've been doing a little bit of drawing this week because I love drawing. It makes me happy. So I've drawn a picture of the world. And what's in the world? There's lots of animals, but there's also people, isn't there? And you know what? People need rescuing. They need rescuing. They need help when they get sick, but they need rescuing not from the virus or not from the water, because my people are in the water, not from the water. They need rescuing from sin. Now, sin is all the things that we do, all the things that we say, and even all the things that we think that make God sad or mad. And it's when we say, no, I know better than God. I'm going to do things my way. And that's what sin is. And we need rescuing from that. And so I had to think about what we need to rescue us from sin. A big lifesaver ring? No, that won't help us being rescued from sin. That will help us in the water, but not being rescued from sin. What about a superhero? Superheroes always save the day. Do you think a superhero can save us from our sin? No, not a superhero either. There's someone else that can save us from our sin. And that's what our memory verse talks about today. So I'm going to put that picture over there as we learn our memory verse. Now, I said that we weren't going to learn sign language this time for our memory verse. We're going to learn it in a different way. And we're going to learn it by beatboxing, by a beat. And so with the rhythm, I'm going to put on my rhythm hat so that I get the beat right. And I'm going to start my beat. So I'm going to have my hands together and just slap my knees. So you might like to get comfortable so you can do an action like this. Very good. Okay, so to start off with, we're going to find out where our memory verse comes from. Our memory verse comes from the book of Isaiah in the Bible. Now, it's Isaiah. We're not talking about the boy that comes to log on and jam. Isaiah, we're not talking about him. We're talking about Isaiah the prophet. Isaiah the prophet wrote what God told him to write 700 years before Jesus came to earth. So Isaiah the prophet is going to tell us what we need to rescue us. So we're going to go, ready? Isaiah 43. That is the chapter. Isaiah Isaiah 43. Okay, so let's try that again. Ready? Isaiah 43. Now 43 has got lots of verses. We're going to do one verse, just like last week. We're learning one verse. And this verse is verse 11. And verse 11 is hard to do, to keep in time with. So we're going to do it in a fun way. We're going to go Isaiah 43 verse 1:1. Okay, 1 together make 11, like that. Okay, so let's try that. Ready? Isaiah 43 verse 1:1. Very good. Now we know where it comes from, the address in the Bible, where it comes from. Now we're going to learn the verse. And the verse starts off with the word I. That's easy. And what we're going to do is every time we do our beat, we're going to add another word. So now we're going to go I. That's easy. So the next word we're going to do is alone. So we're going to go I, and then we're going to go I alone. Okay, ready? I alone. Very good. Now we're going to add another word. I alone am. I alone am. Ready? I alone am. Great! Now we're going to add the next word, the. I wonder who you think the I is in our memory verse today. Who's the I? Have a think about that while we add this word. Ready? I alone am. I alone am the. Who do you think the I is? Yes, it's God, isn't it? The one and only God. So, I alone am the Lord God, the one and only God. Ready again? We're going to add Lord this time. Ready? I alone am. I alone am the Lord. Very good. Now the next word is only. Ready? I alone am. I alone am the Lord. I alone am the Lord only. The next word is another I. Remember that I is God. I alone am the Lord, only I. Okay, ready? I alone am. I alone am the Lord. I alone am the Lord, only I. I wonder what comes next. Only I can. What can only God do? Only I can. Ready? I alone am. I alone am the Lord. I alone am the Lord, only I can. The next word is rescue. Only God can rescue us. That's right. Ready from I. Ready? I alone am. I alone am the Lord. I alone am the Lord, only I can rescue. Alright, and the last word in our memory verse is you. Who's the you? It's all of us, isn't it? We're you. Okay? We're the you. So only God can rescue us from sin. Ready? I alone am. I alone am the Lord. I alone am the Lord, only I can. I alone am the Lord, only I can rescue. I alone am the Lord, only I can rescue you. Very good. So now we're going to go Isaiah 43, and then we're going to go and then we're going to do all of the verse. Ready? Isaiah 43. Isaiah 43 verse 1. I alone am the Lord, only I can rescue you. Very good. We try it again one more time. Ready? Isaiah 43. Isaiah 43 verse 1. I alone am the Lord, only I can rescue you. That's right. I alone am the Lord, and only I can rescue you. Only God can rescue us from sin. Keep practicing, and I'll see you next week.